If someone were to step back and reflect on how they experience life, what might enter their mind is that they have a number of fears. Due to this, it is likely to make it difficult for them to embrace life. In general, they could live in a way that causes them to be on the outside and unable to make the most of the life that they have been given. As a result, they could often feel angry, frustrated, and helpless about being able to freely express themselves. So when it comes to what they fear, they may have some, if not all, of the following fears. They can have a fear of being abandoned. They can have a fear of being rejected. They can have a fear of being ostracized. They can have a fear of being annihilated. They can have a fear of falling apart. They can have a fear of being swallowed. They can have a fear of being engulfed. And they can have a fear of being humiliated. Now, if they only have a few of these fears, it is to be expected that it would be difficult for them to embrace life. They are going to have the ability to freely express themselves, but thanks to what is going on for them, it will be as if they are living in an invisible prison. Naturally, for their life to change, they will need to leave this invisible prison. For them to do this, it could be said that it will be a good idea for them to reach out for external support. If they were to work with a therapist, for instance, this can be a time when they will explore what it is that they fear. After this, they could be told that what they fear is irrational and has no basis in reality. Consequently, they could end up questioning what they believe and replacing their negative thoughts. In other words, they will focus on what is going on up top, so to speak, and do what they can to change it. As these fears will be irrational, there will be no reason for them to have them. It will then be similar to someone having a life-sized car or boat in their living room. It won't serve a purpose. However, although what they fear can appear to be irrational, what if there is far more to it? What if what they fear is only seen as being irrational, as their history is not being taken into account? If they were able to go back in time and observe what it was like for them from the moment that they were born, and for a number of years after, they might come to a different conclusion. What they might see is that what they fear relates to what they experienced and is thus completely rational. If so, this is likely to have been a stage of their life that was anything but nurturing, with this being a time when they were greatly deprived and deeply wounded. Practically from the moment that they were born, they might have missed out on the attunement and care that they needed. Not receiving the attunement and care that they needed would have caused them to be overwhelmed with pain and greatly suffer. They would have felt rejected and as though they were going to fall apart and be swallowed by pain. And when they were given attention, they would have felt engulfed and as though they were going to be annihilated. As a number of their years passed, they might have often been humiliated and left. To handle the pain that they were in, their brain would have repressed how they felt and a number of their needs. This would have allowed them to keep it together and function. What happened at this stage of their life will be over, of course, but they will still carry the meaning that they made and the emotional impact that it had on them. but as they haven't been consciously aware of what is going on for them at a deeper level, their disconnected mind has come to the conclusion that what has happened is something that will happen. For them to experience life differently, they are going to have beliefs to question, pain to face and work through, and unmet developmental needs to experience. This will take courage, patience, and persistence. If you would like to find out more about the services that I offer, please go to www.oliverjrcooper.co.uk or email me at info@oliverjrcooper.co.uk, and I'm looking forward to assisting you on your journey.